welcome everyone to this edition of Thursday Forum series, seminar series on migration diaspora. On behalf of GRFDT and Sishan and Thursday Forum on Migration and Diaspora, IGNO, we have planned this discussion or a talk or interaction on, migrants in Malaysia, policies and perspectives. We have in our midst Dr. Um, Muhammad Naim Aziz. Uh, he's from Malaysia. I have the pleasure to invite him, and he has agreed to join this forum for discussion to tell us about migrants in Malaysia. Basically, he has worked upon migrant policies. His PhD is on migration and policy in Malaysia. It's a pleasure to introduce him to this forum for this interaction. Dr. Muhammad Naim Aziz is a lecturer in the Department of Public Management, School of Government, University, Utara, Malaysia, and has served for more than 20 years. He currently holds the position of associate professor in the field of public administration, in particular international migration administration. He holds a Doctor of Philosophy degree in Peace and Conflict Studies from University Sains Malaysia, which is in Penang. His research areas are labor administration, foreign workers, illegal immigrants, smuggling of migrants, human trafficking, border security and refugee study, especially the Rohingya ethnic group in Malaysia. He has been involved in research consultation and writing on international migration and security issues since 2010. Since then, many studies have been conducted on the international migration and administration with the national international agencies like National Security Council, Mahidol University, state government, and others. Is actively in writing articles published in various high-impact local and international referred journals. He also became reviewer for international journal article and an examiner for postgraduate study nationally and internationally. He has been invited as speaker to uh, share his research papers at the national international conferences, mostly pertaining to international migration issues. He has been appointed as senior fellow in Institute for Indonesia, Thailand, and Singapore in University Utara, Malaysia for 2023, and associate fellow in Polytechnic Sria Land, Bandung for 2023-24. So he is actively involved in research on international migration. It's a very pleasure and privilege to welcome him to this discussion forum. Let's listen to his insightful views on migrants in Malaysia, policies and perspectives. I take this opportunity to thank GRFDT, CISAN, and IGNO on Thursday Forum on Migration Malaysia for giving us this opportunity to invite him for this interaction. Now, let me just give the proceedings of the discussion. We will be hearing to his presentation for half an hour, followed by we'll be having a discussion. If there's any question answer, it'll be followed by question answer session. So it's over to you, Dr. Muhammad Naim Aziz.
Thank you so much, Associate Professor Dr. Malinga, as a moderator tonight. It's my pleasure, inviting me in this the talk session. Assalamualaikum and very good evening. Okay, right, and also thank you so much to the GRFTD and then CISAN, and then we have National Indira Gandhi, if I not say Indira Gandhi Open University, for organizing this talk session, right? I'm going to talk about the migrants in Malaysia, particularly on the policy and the perspective. So basically, this is a very fundamental issue and very sensitive issue somehow, and maybe some situation. Okay, right. Let me share with you the PowerPoint.
So Mahalingam, this is exam time for students, so all are busy. This time we got very less participants.
It's okay, sir. This PowerPoint is, I think, opening.
Already opening?
No, no,
Wait.
not yet.
Okay.
In the meantime,
Please go
I
to
welcome.
share
Oh,
screen.
okay.
Yeah,
Now it is open.
yeah, it's opening
Is it
now.
okay? Yeah.
Yeah, it's open now, doctor. In the meantime, I like to welcome Annie is here, ZLT member, and also Dr. Divya Balana joined, and other friends from CISAN, maybe like Meli is there, King Edward, Rakesh Ranjan has joined, member of, then Sanmugam is there, and other members like Rohit, um, Minmyang, Sanmugam, Danushu, Rakesh Ranjan, GRP member. So uh, welcome on board. Now let's listen to Dr. Mohammad Naeem Aziz. Sir, it's over to you now. You can take 30 minutes for presentation and it will be followed by question answer session.
Okay. Thank you,
We can
Doctor.
see your PowerPoint. Yeah, you can just go ahead.
All right. Okay. Basically, my name is Muhammad Naim. Okay, I'm from School of Government, College of Law, Government and International Study, University of Utara Malaysia. So today I would like to share with you, okay, and discuss something. This is more to the, two-way communication, basically, right? Share with you something about the Malaysian case study on the policies and also the perspective. So, um, why suddenly it's not appear?
Please share freshly.
Done.
Yeah, you just do read over.
How to back to the this one? Um, I need I need some advice on how to back. Okay, sure. Thank you. All right, okay. This is my presentation outline, right? Some introduction and also the background of the migration in Malaysia. And then basically when we talk about the policy, I would like to focus on the foreign worker policy because there's a few categories of the migrant and also the migration, okay, in Malaysia. So because the foreign worker policy is more to the, based on the more to the formal and very outstanding policy in Malaysia, right? So there's a many time people in Malaysia, regardless, the NGO, interested party, or the employer, they are talking about this policy. And then after that, we're going to talk about the migrant perspective. So I divided into a few type of the perspective. Economic, we have a social, culture perspective, political, security, and human right perspective. Right. Um, okay. On the introduction, okay, in the introduction, basically, I will start that Malaysia, we are actually renowned as a destination country for economy or the social purposes, especially the tourism and also the education, particularly in the South Asia countries. And then, basically, when we talk about, because this is a quite general topic in terms of the migrant, so basically when we, for example, if we want to carry out the research, so normally we have to categorize, okay, what kind of the migrant that we want to looking at, okay. So basically, in Malaysia, we have a few categories of migrant, okay, employment, education, tourism, human protection, and also we have a property. This is, we call it MM2H program, okay. And then the most outstanding, of course, the employment is the most outstanding category, okay, in Malaysia, because the impact and also the numbers, okay, the numbers of the foreign worker in Malaysia is quite high. And then basically Malaysia, we are experienced as a receiving and sending country, but most outstanding, I mean, the most popular for Malaysia is a receiving country, right? So even though even a lot of them, I mean, the Malaysian, okay, went abroad, okay, to get a job in Middle East, okay, and also the Singapore, right? About the Singapore, maybe we will talk later, right? And then basically, when we talk about the policy, Malaysia experience, okay, with the systematic policy since 1980s, okay, since 1980s. So because by that time, the government, they have a certain interest that we're going to talk in the background, okay, of the migration in Malaysia. And of course, the impact of the migration become a challenging and complicated, particularly in destination country like Malaysia, right? So we are the receiving country of the migrants, right? Of course, somehow we have to bear that kind of the consequences, right? And then the most important thing is when we talk about the migration is how we control, okay? We don't be, I mean, the hypocrite, okay, about the migration, okay? So we have to be more practical when we talk about the migration. So this is our, I mean, our place. This is our, I mean, our country, okay, Malaysia. Those who are still not I mean, acknowledge where is Malaysia, because we are between Singapore and Thailand, right? I know when I mean, the Western people, they only know Singapore compared to Malaysia, right? Because last time I went there and then I asked a few people, and even they asked me where you come from. Say I said from Malaysia. Is it Malaysia? Where the Malaysia? So I said there's a near to the adjacent to Singapore. Oh, okay. They recognize Singapore compared to Malaysia, right? Okay, this is a background of the migration in Malaysia. Basically, I've divided this background into three categories. First, going to talk about economic growth. Okay, so Malaysia economic growth started since 70s and was brought up until the 90s. Okay, and then when the economic orientation in Malaysia transitioned from agriculture to industry, and due to the rapid economic situation in Malaysia, so that's become the, I mean, the equilibrium of especially of the wage structure in neighboring, especially the neighboring country or regionally. In terms of the nationality of migrant in Malaysia, initially before the independence and even after the British occupation, basically we have three, I mean, the major nationality. Okay, first Indonesia, the the second one from India, and the third one is from China. All right, so that's why in Malaysia we are so unique. Okay, because we have three major ethnic. Okay, in Malaysia, right? We have a Malay, Chinese, and also the Indian, right? I don't want to talk. So I mean some mapping about how, I mean, for example, Javanese, I mean in Indonesia, where they are doing their settlement, okay, in Malaysia. So because some of them, they coming from some ethnic. There's a lot of ethnic in Indonesia, okay, like Minangkabau. Most of them, um, they make a settlement in one of the state in Malaysia, as known as Negeri Sembilan. Okay, Negeri Sembilan. Okay. After that, going to talk about the policy transformation. Okay, this is very important. This is actually reflect to our topic. Basically, we started the migration transformation, policy transformation since 1970 to 1980. There's two phases. Okay, there's two phases of the migration policy. One is in 1970 to 1980. So another one is when I mean the government, okay, they want to get more workers. Okay, they want to get more workers for the certain sector or the certain industry by the time. So there were, I mean, the transition, okay, from agriculture to the industry. So that's why the government by that time they need, and even they already signed in some agreement with I mean the source country like Indonesia and also the Philippines. Because if I'm not mistaken, our government started signing I mean the agreement of the foreign worker with Indonesia in 1986, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, they call it as a Perjanjian Medan because they did the agreement in Medan. Okay, Medan is one of the place, okay, one of the city in Indonesia. Okay, in Sumatra Island. And then some of the I mean enforcement is, this is based on the enforcement because by that time there's a lot of the issue. Okay, after the something about the liberal policy, okay, in 1980s, so eventually the impact, okay, of that the liberal policy of the migration. So there's a lot of the illegal migrants. Okay, so that's why in 1992 the government they introduced a policy to eliminate, okay, to eliminate this illegal migrant, right? So that's why they have two type of the I mean the policy to eliminate, okay, to enforce to the illegal migrant. Once they call it as the Ops Nyatu, this is for border control. Another one is a internal control. Okay, they call it as a Ops Nyatu. So this border control, they try to strengthen the border. Okay, because this is a one thing what we did in the COVID-19 last time. Okay, so we have to tie up, okay, our border. You know, it's very difficult by the time. And then of course those who want to come to Malaysia and maybe they want to go out from Malaysia, so a bit hassle, okay, a bit hassle, right? And then at the same time, the government, they did the internal control. They will raid, okay, some places that identify a lot of the illegal migrants, okay, in that place. In in 2005, the government rearranged the hiring system, okay. So by that time, the government introduced the one-stop center, okay, one-stop center. So one-stop center now been placed at Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, Ministry of Home Affairs. So meaning to say, all this, I mean all the agency or the ministry from the different sector, so they will be placed, okay, at the same I mean the same area, okay, same office, okay, because this is easier to them to manage, to engage with the employer who wants to get the quota, okay, of the foreign worker. So another policy that they introduced by the government. This is when the government in the 2010 government abolished the visa VOA, visa on arrival, especially from the because this is how the government actually using the national identity approach. This is one of the, if you read the theory of the migration, so you can get this kind of the approach, national identity approach. This is how the government apply, okay, in managing the foreign worker, because by that time it said they can determine there's a lot of the illegal immigrant coming from this country. Okay, so that's why Malaysian government in 2010 they abolished the VOA for those country. And then 2011 the government introduced the program of the comprehensive solution. This is 6 P's. Okay, this is so-called comprehensive. They call it as a comprehensive. I don't know, because for me the outcome is not achieved. They are not achieved their objective. Okay, and the outcome is not there, right? So it's quite difficult to me because they have some problem since the making of the policy, the making of the program, the formation of the program, not the implementation, right? And then this is the post-COVID, okay, in 2022 until 2024. So this is the new and quite popular right now when the government introduced the recap program. Okay, recap program. So recap program, normally the government they offer for the amnesty, okay, to the illegal migrant, so they can come to immigration office. Okay, they just pay for the penalty, and then they will issue the calling visa. In order they can go back. Okay, they can go back to their home country. Okay, without sending them to the detention center. Okay, right. So this is there's some transformation of the policy. So I would like to address here where normally the policy of the migration, I think not only in Malaysia but the other country also, right? This is more to, especially in the foreign workers, okay, especially in the foreign workers policy will be short-term policy, okay, will be short-term policy, because normally they have to engage with some of the factor, especially on the economy and also the security. All right. Okay, you say I put some of the we are the academician, right? So I put some of this one, the scholar said, okay. I really because for me, if you want to talk about the policy, I really recommend, okay, what the Hammer said when he said divided the policy into the 2 categories. So normally when my postgraduate student, when they come to me and then they want to talk about they want to carry out the research on migration policy. So I will ask them, what you want to do, the migration control policy, or you want to do the immigrant policy, because these 2 type of policies are different orientation, so you have to be careful, right? Okay, there's a typo, objective, right? This is a foreign worker policy framework. So normally we will start with the planning and achieving national interest in the economic sector. All right. So this is what the government did. Okay, if they want to plan for hiring the foreign worker. So basically, the government have something interest in terms of the economic sector. So basically, when we talk about in the human resource supply, I think some of the sector is not, the local supply is not really enough, okay, to support the economic activity. So that's why in the certain situation and certain reason, the government need to get the foreign worker, okay, the foreign labor, okay, to make sure the activity in this sector can be carried out, okay, accordingly. And then so that's why when the government have some sort of the planning national interest, so of course the government make sure they are objective. So the first thing that the government made the making of foreign worker policy. So as I said just now, normally the policy of the foreign worker, they will engage with a short term, because they are really reflect, okay, really extremely reflect to the economic and also the security issue. Okay, it seems like some people say, oh, when the government need if the government need the foreign worker, they will talk about the economy. If the government wants to get rid of the foreign worker, so they will talk about the security, right? So somehow they want to balance between the economy and security. Security means this is something that, for me, this is very, very sensitive. Okay, very sensitive. And then another one is the approach of policy making. That this is what I said just now. This is about the economy and also the security. Right. We go straight to the policy process. Okay, the policy process, I think that not so many people try to discuss, right? So because in my research, I try to try I try to I try to explore, right, about the process, okay, about the process of the policy, the actor who involved in the policy process, right? So basically what happened in Malaysia, the process of the foreign worker policy, all right, it can be divided by three stages. Can be divided by three stages. First is I can basically acknowledge. I can basically can acknowledge this one, the discussion. Sorry, I can acknowledge two stages. Two first stages is the informal stage. Okay, so the last stage is the formal stage. So let me see the. Okay, the first stage. Normally this is a more to the discussion. Okay, there's a nothing of the output. Okay, or I mean the decision will be the policy. This is for the first stage. So normally the government, the employers, representative, this is a tripartite. The workers representative. So they will discuss. Okay, they will discuss about their interests. Okay, they will discuss about what the government wants to do. Okay, so what the benefit, okay, to the local workers, what the benefit, okay, to the employers, right? So this is what the first stage, okay, the first approach that they are going to do, okay, in the policy making, right? So after that, the stage two, normally they will discuss among the regulatory agency and also the Ministry of Home Affairs and also the Human Resource, right? So this regulatory agency, basically this is based on the sector. So here we have construction, we have a plantation, we have agriculture, we have tourism, and so on, servicing, manufacturing, right? So they will discuss about their quota. So how many, I mean, how many quota that they can offer, right? Even though they have some formula, okay, in Malaysia we have some formula, okay, to propose the quota of the foreign worker, but they still have to discuss, okay, the rationality of the quota, okay. And then the third stage, this is I can call as a formal stage, right? So we call it as a cabinet committee of the foreign worker and the illegal migrant meeting. Okay, normally it will chair by if you are not mistaken, the Minister of Home Affairs, right? So this is a formal stage. So normally all the input, okay, they got from the first stage and the second stage. So they will bring up, okay, in this meeting. They will discuss. Okay, they try to fine-tune, okay, something. Okay. So they have to make sure this is they have to make sure everything that we want to propose, it must be the national interest, not the certain entity or the individual interest, right? This is how for me, this is how the policy of the migration, okay, should be done. You should give the priority or privilege, okay, to the national interest instead of the certain ministry, right? So this is about the foreign worker policy, right? And then this is about the approach. Okay, this is about the foreign worker approach. So normally, again, I told you that when the government wants to shape the policy, okay, on the foreign worker, because yeah, even though this is a bit general topic, migrant in Malaysia, but I would like to touch about the foreign worker because this is very outstanding, and the consequences also, okay, need more consideration, okay. So that's why for me, I need to talk about this time I need to talk about the foreign workers approach. So basically, this is the approach of the foreign worker, definitely on the economy and security. I think it's not only Malaysia, but the other country also, they will reflect for this through these two factor. And then the most important question, okay, the most important thing and the most important question right now, this is how the government control, okay, the migration, okay. This is actually the question. This is not something that, oh, our country, we don't want the migrant. No, okay. This is for me the hypocrites, okay, the hypocrites. I mean the statement, okay, using even last time I was told some of the leaders, some of the politicians, right? Maybe I think they tried to gain some support, right, for the certain group, right? So where they said, oh, we have to eliminate all these kind of the migrants, right? So for me, or maybe they will say, oh, we're going to do the zero illegal migrant. This is very good. This is very good, right? But uh, to carry out, okay, the process, I think is so difficult and impossible. Okay, even the advanced country also, okay, they cannot eliminate 100% the illegal migrant. What they can do is they control the illegal migrant, right? The impact of the illegal migrant, right? Okay, this is as of December 2022. This is a number. I think we have registered. Okay, we have registered the foreign worker in Malaysia. 1.149 roughly. Okay, foreign worker. This is registered. You don't ask me how many of the illegal migrant. Of course, I don't know, because even though the government, they have some formula, I think that formula is not really accurate. Okay, because no any other country, they have a number, they have a figure of the illegal migrant. So normally they will base on those who are, I mean, in the detention center. Okay, they will base on how many of migrant in the detention center. But that one is not accurate because there's so many of them still at large, right? Okay, okay, we go directly to the economic perspective. So basically, I divided the perspective of the migrant into a few category. So first, economic perspective, right? So this is sort of the analysis that I'm doing, okay, of the economy. First, you can see the positive aspect. This is highly dependent on the foreign worker in the certain economic sector, right? That's why I put in the certain economic sector, right? So because we are highly dependent on because when we are, for example, in the palm oil, the harvesting, this is very serious one, right? This is very serious one, right? Some people are very easy to say, oh, why you don't try to hire, I mean, the local. This is about the attitude, right? This is about the attitude, because many of them, they try to offer, even they can earn per month more than 4,000 and even the 5,000 per month ringgit Malaysia, but it still cannot attract them, okay, to work in the plantation, especially for the harvesting, right? So you can see this is true when our country, we lost about 7.9 billion due to the worker shortage, okay, in the palm oil industry, okay, because the fruit, they cannot harvest the fruit, okay. So at the end of the day, the fruits cannot be used. And then the other thing of positive, basically, employers prefer to take a foreign worker due to their skill. This is what we have to agree, okay, about the foreign worker, because some of them, they have a certain skill. For example, in the palm oil industry, okay, normally they will take from Indonesia, especially from Lombok, Lombok Island, and also from Bangladesh. But uh, I was told by some of the, um, the company, okay, who manage for this plantation, they said they do prefer to take from Lombok because they have a special skill, okay, for harvesting. And then they told me that this is kind of the harvesting is not only depending to the energy, right? To the energy, but it also depending to the skill, how you harvest. Okay, that tree. Okay, this is a positive side. About the negative side, one is of course, this is about remittance. This is the same thing. I think the other country, the other receiving country also, it will happen like this. They were talking about remittance. Okay, they do not know even in Malaysia also we are the sending country. Okay, so we're sending country. So of course our workers, what they gain, okay, in the destination country. So some of them they will send back, okay, to Malaysia. So this is the same thing. And then deprived local worker. Okay, this is some sort of for me, um, employer, okay, employer attitude. Just now we're talking about the workers' attitude. This is the employer attitude. Some of the employer, they take it for granted, right? Even the sector is not the consider 3D or the 4D sector, right? But they still want to hire the foreign worker because they say, oh, because the foreign worker is very good, they are committed, right? Uh, of course, they have a certain skill, right? They don't have a social commitment. If you let's say you hire the local people, they have a social commitment, right? So it's quite difficult to them to control, right? So this is kind of the attitude some of the employer, right? Okay, we go to the next perspective. This is a social and cultural perspective. So basically, first it is about the disease among the foreign worker, because I think this has happened last time. Okay, about and even recently the FOMEMA, this is FOMEMA, if I'm not mistaken, this is a government agency, this is an insurance, okay, because they have to take the insurance, those, the foreign worker, when they are coming here, they have to apply the insurance from FOMEMA. This is agency under the government. Okay, so they announced that about 6,413 foreign workers were found to have the TB, hepatitis B, syphilis, okay, HIV. This is a kind of the disease. This is about the disease. And then another one is about the social, the merit issue. Okay, so many Indonesian. So this is a real. This is unveiled by the Indonesian Welfare Society in Kuala Lumpur. They said some of the Indonesian women in Malaysia, they having another husband. Okay, they have two husband, more than one husband. Okay, in Islam you cannot. The women, they cannot get more than one husband. Okay, the husband can get married until 4. Okay, so the wife cannot get married, okay, more than one. Okay, right. And then transnational marriage, particularly involved. So this is also another issue. Last time when I carried out a research on the refugee, so some of the refugees, especially from Myanmar, okay, they got married with the Indonesian. Okay, so the problem is the children. The problem is the children, because some of them, the refugee, they are not only the refugee, but they are, I mean, the stateless. Okay, they are stateless. So basically, and then by that time, the Indonesian, the wife, illegal migrant. So when they got the baby, when they got the children, so the children normally, without the status. Okay, without the status. So when last time I asked immigration department, immigration said, this is another issue. When they got married with someone who, the stateless, okay, and also the illegal migrant, so it's become the complicated to the status of the children, right? And then another one is this is about the MACC, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commissioner. Okay, this is about the corruption. This is about the integrity, where some of the foreign workers and the foreign student or also illegal migrant been a targeted group for the corruption activity among the enforcement agency. I think this is very typical one. Okay, and this is not necessary for the enforcement, but even the agent also. Okay, agent also, they are play the ethic role, especially in the corruption or the integrity issue. And then last time Malaysia become popular for the employment seeker because due to this corruption, so it will relate. Okay, it will relate to the some issue like employment seekers, drug transit hub, international center of fraud and fake investment, Macau scam, and etc. Right. So recently we noticed that the government, through the certain agency, police, immigration, and also the, if I'm not mistaken, custom department, okay, they make an effort, okay, to raid, to raid and also to eliminate, okay, this kind of the activity, especially for the employment scam, job scam, right? So this is very serious issue right now in Malaysia, the job scam. Okay, basically they offer to you, okay, to work abroad, to work in Singapore, to work in even in Bangkok, okay, but eventually they put you as a scammer, okay, as a scammer, and of course you will be tortured, okay, and of course you will be intimidated, okay, by this group. And then street beggars, a lot of the street beggars especially among of the refugee in Malaysia, right? And one thing about the social issue is very positive one. This is about the assimilation and integration, because some migrants in Malaysia, basically they are so easy to assimilate with the local in many aspects, like in the Eid celebration, right? When doing the sacrifice, okay, they are very good. Okay, they have a very positive. So this is, I think, the positive aspect that we can assume, okay, from the the migrant group. Okay, and then also we also have a political perspective. So basically, in the negative aspect, we have some experience, okay, especially between Malaysia and Indonesia. Okay, last time where because since I said to you, Malaysia, we have three major ethnic, and then when we hire people, I mean the Indonesian, especially after the Medan Agreement, 1968, 68, okay, 86, okay. So after we hire more people, I mean the more Indonesian. So some of the political group, okay, they make baseless accusation, okay, to the Malay political leader. They said because they want to, I mean, they hire more people from Indonesia because they want to strengthen to get the support for the Malay vote. Okay, so this is, and then because this is a baseless, because most of the the company, okay, who hire this Indonesian, okay, are Chinese, okay, are Chinese. So most of them are Chinese. So what do you expect? Okay, this Indonesia to come to Malaysia because they want to get the political support. So I think this is something better. And then what happened in 2022? The Home Ministry announced more than 1.2 million China nationality did not go back to their home country. So this is become the vice versa. Okay, right. So being a politicized by the political party, they say, oh, so this is what happened to you want to strengthen your vote for the China, okay, for the Chinese in Malaysia. So you see, so this is also, for me, this is a baseless, right? And then we have experience in terms of the bilateral relation tension, okay, with the Indonesian workers claim without their contribution. Okay, this is something, I think this is not represent to all the Indonesian. As far as I know, my friend in Indonesia, they're very good. Okay, this is because last time this claim is not represent, okay, to the government of Indonesia. And for your information, guys, Indonesia and Malaysia, if we have something, so-called tension, okay, between Malaysia and Indonesia, we try to making up, okay, we try to make it up immediately, okay, the relation. So we don't have it so far. We don't have any problem, even though last time we have some controversial between Malaysia, but we are really close in terms of the diplomacy. Okay, we are in terms of diplomacy. We don't have any problem because maybe the certain group, okay, they don't satisfied with the government, so they try to spark, okay, some issue, okay, that issue become the conflict, okay, should become the conflict to the both government, right? So even this is a case study, basically, domestic workers that's happened. This domestic worker, I was told that she didn't get a pay, okay, for 12 years. She didn't get a pay for the 12 years. And then afterward, the Malaysian government take necessary action to the employer. And then even the ambassador of Indonesia in Malaysia, all right, take a part, right, and bring, these domestic helpers, okay, go back to the Indonesia. And then ask the employer, put the penalty, put the sentence, okay, to the employer, and then ask the employer, okay, to pay for the areas, right, of the salary, right? And then the positive part of the political perspective, this is about the diplomacy. This is what I told you. Even Malaysia and Indonesia, basically we have a certain platform. Okay, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand, basically we have a certain platform. So anything that we got in terms of the conflict, okay, in the bilateral ties. So basically, we try to making up. Okay, we try to making up through this platform. Okay, for example, we have the platform. Normally, we touch more to the economy, like IMTGT. Okay, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Golden Triangle. So anything that normally, if we have some issue, so we actually get to diplomacy. We try to discuss, okay, to solve the problem. All right. This is about the security perspective. I think I don't have to elaborate about the security. So basically, basically, the first thing is when the foreigner get involved in the crime. Okay, this is one of the issue, right? And then another one is a smuggling issue. Okay, smuggling issue. So the smuggling issue and also the trafficking in person that's become, I mean, the major issue of the migrant in Malaysia. And it's not only for the foreign worker, but it will happen to the refugee or asylum seekers. So and even the government, they are very committed, and we are very grateful because now Malaysia, we actually now we are at the tier 2. At the tier 2 of the trafficking in person report. Recently I read 2 days ago. Okay, so we are very happy now we got the tier 2. Surprisingly Brunei and also Sudan, I don't know about the Sudan, but the Brunei, they got the tier 3. Okay, they got the tier 3 because they have some issue. I'm not so sure what kind of the issue, okay, in Brunei. Okay, so this is, I think, when we talk about the migrant, okay, sorry, we will talk about the security perspective on the migrant. So normally it will relate, okay, with this kind of the situation: trafficking in person, smuggling, those who get involved with the crime. Okay, so at the same time, the government have to spend a lot of money, okay, for their detention. Okay, and also some of them, they got involved with the gangsterism, and they have a secret society, as well as the terrorism. They are using Malaysia as a I mean, the training ground or training base, right? And then the positive one about the security, where the government, they always alert with a security threat, okay, and take necessary action how to overcome. So that's why they have a national plan, okay, to encounter any issue of the security that related to the migrant, right? And then another one, normally the government, they always use the security reason, okay, to reduce, okay, the number of the migrant, especially the foreign migrant, and also the tourism. Because last time, in the background, last time when the government wants to abolish the visa on arrival, right? So that's why the government relate the issue of the illegal migrant. Illegal migrant is something, the security issue, okay, in Malaysia. I think not only Malaysia, but the other country as well. Okay, this is about the human rights issue. Human rights issue, I mean, the point that I put here, this is took place in the COVID time. Okay, in the COVID time. So the human rights perspective is more to the, by that time, for the Rohingya ethnic, okay, when they are coming here, okay, and then this has become an issue last time because they do not know when we apply, okay, we announce the MCO, okay, MCO, movement control policy, is it MCO, movement control movement or something like that, okay. Movement control ordinance, okay. So when we apply, okay, by that time, so definitely we don't allow people to come in. This is the same thing the other country. We close our border, okay. They cannot get in, get out, okay, from our country, right? So the issue of the Rohingya when they landed, okay, on Langkawi Island, I think this is because they are not coming from Myanmar, they are coming from Bangladesh. Okay, so non-refoulement policy cannot be applied in that situation. Okay, I'm so sorry because I have to tell the truth, okay, in that situation. Right? Then the human right, there's a mistreatment. Al Jazeera last time they accused Malaysian government of a mistreatment of the migrant workers. Okay, that is already documentary produced by the Al Jazeera, and then because why? Because I would like to question because those who this documentary get the information, they don't did any cross checking, okay, the information. Okay, if they talk something about the health issue, so they should contact to the health ministry, okay, or the hospital. They have to cross-check with the hospital. Is it true the government, okay, mistreatment, okay, to this illegal migrant or something like that? But they didn't do anything. So how they can, they didn't do any cross-check to make sure, to ensure the information given or delivered by this respondent is true. This is actually how you conduct the what they call it, the qualitative research, right? So you have to cross-check. So anything that you get from the informant, anything that you get from the respondent, right, you should cross-check with the necessary agency or the authorities, right? And lack of the food supply by that time, of course, not only for the migrant, but for the local also. Okay, so we have a problem with food supply. Okay, lack of the improper living condition. Okay, okay. This is my conclusion. Malaysia is Malaysia, of course, popular receiving country of the migrant. And then the second thing that I would like to highlight here is normally the policy that we made, especially on the foreign worker, we will reflect to the two the two essential element, which are economic and also the security. And then migration policy normally will make for the short-term basis. And another one is right now, if we want to talk about the migrant issue in Malaysia, we are not really encouraged. But somehow we cannot control because we have a social media. Okay, we have a social media right now, so we cannot control. But we do try to not discuss openly or publicly about, because they are something very sensitive, because certain people they have a sentiment, certain sentiment, a local sentiment, racial sentiment or something like that. Okay, and then the negative aspect used to be the relationship with the migration in Malaysia, that dependency of migrants and innovative, especially the economy. So this is what we have to admit, we have to agree. Okay, the economy, social, education. So this is what we need. Why we still need the migrant? The economy for the certain sector. I'm not saying that all the sector. For the certain sector, we still need the foreign worker. Right? Somehow, this sector is not the issue of the salary, right? So they will get the very well-to-do salary in that sector. Even they can earn more than what the other sector got, especially the manufacturing. Plantation, you can earn, okay, even up to the 6,000 or the 7,000 per month, especially in the palm oil plantation, right? If you want to compare to manufacturing, okay, I'm sure the manufacturing is less than that. I think about 2,000 or 3,000 per month. Okay, the furthest maybe the 3,000. Okay, so that's why I think this is not of the salary issue, the wage issue. This is about the attitude. Somehow this is about the working environment, right? So because some people, especially local, they don't want to get involved with in the plantation. Plantation is so dirty, so difficult, okay, to work there, and also dangerous, okay, in the plantation area. And then, so that's why, how can the government perform in the immigration controls? The first thing we have to strengthen. We have to strengthen the policy. Okay, right? And then the integrity. Why I said we have to strengthen the policy, because why? Because this is my experience. When last time I went to the detention center, I asked one of the Indonesian illegal. I mean, he's illegal. This is overstay. So I said to them, why you don't want to go to Singapore? They said to me, oh no, Singapore, they are very strict. Okay, they are very strict. Even they are very, I mean, the how to say that, the enforcement, right, is very strict. Okay, the policy also. So that's why they don't want to, because they are really concerned about the policy issue. Okay, the enforcement issue. Right. So that's why our government, they have to do, this is something about the strengthen, okay, the policy making and also the enforcement, right, alongside with some the condition and requirement. And then another one is alongside with the integrity issue. Okay, integrity. So we need, those who are responsible for the migration in Malaysia, they have to deliver accordingly. So thank you so much. Okay, that's all for me. Right.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Nandre. Shukran.
Yeah,
Terima kasih.
yeah.
Gracias. Okay, Dr. Malinga, back to
Yeah,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Mohammed Naim Aziz. I mean, let me sum up your presentation. It has been, you unpacked, really the migrants in Malaysia, you started from migration policies and you analyzed upon different perspectives, whether economic perspective, social and cultural perspective, political perspective, security perspective, human rights perspective. It's very comprehensive and holistic approach. It shows that you have a strong knowledge on this aspect because I know you have been working on this for quite long time. As I know that Malaysia lacks a consistent migration policy, which is really, very unfortunate. Though Malaysia has a lot of migrants from different parts of the world. For example, Malaysia is called truly Asia. You have a lot of migrants. That's what I think people like you should have. We should go with a policy. You should suggest a blueprint for Malaysian government how Malaysia should have a policy for migrants. With these words, I open the floor for question answer session. There are questions I think I expect from the audience or the participants. Now you can unmute and you can ask your questions. But the question should be pointed one.
Yes, Dr. Mohammed, I have a question for you. It's a very interesting presentation, but I just want to know Malaysia is one of the leading manufacturing hub in Asia now. Vietnam, Malaysia, and China. These are all, they are very dominating area in manufacturing now. So how the industry lobby is impacting the migration? I just want to hear from you because industry lobby is very important, lobby globally. If you consider the migration in Europe, in USA, and many countries. So how do you think that the industry lobby in Malaysia impacting the in-migration?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sao. Basically, this is what I put in my presentation. If you referring to the Gary Freeman is very popular with client politics, right? So, of course, in Malaysia, it will happen the same thing. And even in my thesis also, I highlighted about this issue, the lobbying among the industry. Okay, in Malaysia, if you want to talk about the client politics, basically this is not really for the certain, this is client politic only for the certain sector. So that's why I can say this is a client politic, sectoral client politic, which is only the affected to the certain sector, for example manufacturing, the construction. but not really in the plantation. Okay, the plantation, because the reason why many of the giant company of the plantation in Malaysia, right, is owned by government. Okay, this is the government-linked company. So definitely they were, I mean, the policy, they were try to against the policy have been made by the government, because they are actually the government company. Okay, like a Sandabi, Felda, we have FGB. This is the giant company in the plantation, palm oil. So our to reflect to your question just now, Doctor, I think in Malaysia, this lobbying affected only to the certain sector, especially the manufacturing. Yes, like AmCham, okay, Jack Team, there's the Japanese chamber, American chamber. They are very strong. They are very strong, and even they can push the government for the certain if they think that policy is not benefit, okay, to them. So of course they will ask the government to change the policy and make sure the policy is a win-win situation between this I mean the industry and also the government. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Mohammed, I have a question. My question is very simple. Like, see now, Malaysia welcomes mostly unskilled migrant laborers. Do you have any policy for skilled migrant laborers? Can you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
throw light on? Yeah.
yeah. Basically, uh, I think we are not saying that unskilled. We are more to the semi-skilled. I mean the labor, the foreign worker, for the expatriate or the professional. So I think newly announced by the government, where they are looking at those, I mean the foreign student. Okay, the foreign student, they can hire the foreign student to work in Malaysia, especially in the technology sector. Okay, so meaning to say they consider this is a professional, okay, professional workers, because so far we still need, especially of course, I have to say especially from India, okay, and also from, if I'm not mistaken, some from Bangladesh, okay, they take they hire them especially in the technology sector, okay, in the technology sector. So this is the expatriate, and even in university also we hire some of the lecturers, okay, from other country who can contribute, okay, who can I mean the doing something I mean especially to get some credit, okay, to the university, okay, help university to make the collaboration, okay, with the university from abroad, okay. So I think in Malaysia we don't have any problem. We are welcome, okay. But this is depends on the government, how they needs, okay, this expatriate, okay, or the professional, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Is there any questions from audience or from the participants? I don't think so. So you can unmute. Right? There were 21 participants, but now it's getting late. So I think it's time to wind up. I like to thank Dr. Mohammed Naeem Aziz for a wonderful, insightful discussion. Really, people hardly know about Malaysia and its migration policy, but really it's a good opportunity for us to listen to you, and it's really we came to know many interesting points from your lecture. Uh, this video will be, it's recorded, so it will be also live streamed on Facebook. So yeah, maybe people are watching it on Facebook, maybe. So thank you, Prof, for giving us time and sharing your ideas on migration policy and migrants in Malaysia. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Sahu, convener, for giving this platform to invite such people like Dr. Mohammed to come forward to give his views and point of view on migration and diaspora. And also, I'd like to thank the GR54 team, like, for example, Dr. Feroz and others for their support and cooperation. And also, I mean, last but not the least, the audience and participants from different parts of the world who have joined in and listened to this great lecture from Dr. Muhammad. Thank you, Prof. It's very interesting. I'll tell you, really, you just uncovered or you unpacked the various dimensions and nuances of the migration policy in Malaysia. That's really interesting. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
Looking forward to your continued support for all of us.
Thank you so much for inviting me again and for organizing this.
Yeah.
I mean this migration
Yeah.
talk. I wish maybe one time maybe we have a in-person talk. Okay, maybe we can set out a conference on the diaspora and the transnational. Okay. I
We
would like to
keep
take this
organizing such
opportunity.
conferences.
Yes, very good. So that's why when I got the topic on the perspective, I put positive and negative. Okay, this is sort of the analysis. Normally people they put a very negative one. Okay, all these things. So that's why for me. So that's why for me as an academician, we have that kind of the analysis. This is the real one. The
That's
perspective
what
is
it's a very
real one.
balanced. It's a
This is very balanced.
it's a very balanced presentation.
Okay.
That's the interesting thing learned from your lecture.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right.
Yeah. Actually,
So,
we took 1 hour.
Okay.
It's fine.
Thank you so much to the GRFTD and also the Chisan, and then also the the Indira Gandhi Open University. So maybe I wish I can get a one question maybe from our friend from Mexico or from Chisan. Okay, if they have so never mind. Okay, that one. So thank you so much. Okay. Inshallah,
thank
we will
you,
meet
Doctor,
again.
and
Okay.
also it's good. It's really it was interesting, and thank you so much. And I thank all the audience, ISAN, GRFBT, IGNOU for the support and cooperation. And bye bye. See you again.
See you.
Okay, take care.